Welcome to a special drawing with Lord Karnage, as I am drawing in the presence of the almighty Lord Karnage, ruler of the intergalactic space arcade. This is Mark Bussler, and today I'm working on Ethel the Cyborg Ninja and 2 classic game room t-shirts. So, let's enjoy. Let's have some fun drawing after I sip some tea. It's good for the soul. Not that I have one, but if I did, it would be good for the soul. I don't do much color work, but I am coloring what will be eventually the Ethel the Cyborg Ninja Kickstarter icon. And I did some color experimentation work over the weekend on her outfit and went with a red and white color scheme primarily because it's loud, obnoxious, and it's fun. And the book's supposed to be fun. So it kind of looks like a giant candy cane in this shot. But there's also going to be some orange in it and some yellows and stuff. But you may not see that until the final cover design, which I have not decided on yet. So I'm just laying down some color here and getting the icon ready to go. And got a couple other things I'm doing. I'm putting together a few examples of page layouts for Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, what the book is eventually going to look like. It's a black and white book with a lot of space scenes, so there's a lot of black, high contrast artwork. Format C: with Edit Station 1, and it's got green, kind of like the classic Game Room Martini t-shirt. I like the green. It's got an old school look to it, like the old computer screens. And it's different than most of the oranges and the yellows and the reds that I typically would use, so I think this one's pretty fun. And the circle in the middle pulls your eye into the center, and also it looks like one of the old computer tapes, if you remember the old computer tapes. So I'm going to sit on this for a day or two, which is what I typically would do with art. I never release anything on the same day I make it. I always sleep on it and then look at it the next day or 2 days later, because then I'll frequently see the whole thing rather than just like one section of it that I might have been working on. So I'll sit on it. So what I'm doing here is drawing the part where Ethel lands on the asteroid fortress. The rough drawing of the spaceship, still working out the angles on that, but there's the emergency hatch on the outside of this asteroid, and she's coming down to land on top of it, and she's talking with the ship, which is feeding her a map digitally, and since she's a cyborg, she can just see that with her cyborg eyes, so it's like she's wearing Google Glass all the time, which will probably be a reality at some point in the not too distant future. I'll draw the map later. I'll probably want to go into Illustrator for that, but what I'm going to do here is draw her face. And like always, the eyes are probably the most important part to draw, because that's where we are all used to looking, unless you're one of the cats listening. Who knows what you guys do? A giant cupcake. And who doesn't love giant cupcakes? I love giant cupcakes. She loves cupcakes. Except this one's probably a trap. Be kind of boring if it wasn't, to be honest. But it's not quite that black and white, but you'll see. Anyway, what I'm doing here is drawing the surface of this giant asteroid-like thing. There's basically a space station carved into, or an enemy compound carved into a giant asteroid, and I'll put some stars in there and whatnot, and she's floating from her spaceship onto it, where she's going to land and then start the fun. A lot of good space stuff here. I love drawing space scenes. Just this great feeling of freedom, like you can do anything. And let's take the pencils out and see what I got to work with. All right, that's what the first draft looks like. Still have to put her drilling tool in over here. This is what she's going to use to cut through the emergency exit and break into the Pirates space station. And the Pirates don't have very good security. And even Ethel and her spaceship noticed that, so I wonder why that could be. She knows it's a trap, but she's going anyway. Must be something very important inside that spaceship. Space station, sorry. Space station. And here's the star of our story, Ethel the Cyborg Ninja. A very tiny drawing of her as she is making her way to the space station. There's the thing that they're going to be invading, that she's going to be invading. Making her way towards it. Now we get a close-up of her, and then she's got to pop open a hatch to get inside. So now I'm going to draw this medium shot of Ethel. Okay, there we go. Happy emergency hatches. Happy emergency hatches. Yes. Can emergency hatches be happy? There's no rule that says they can't, you know? Woo! There we go. All right, we'll do the detail on that later. And then I'm going to draw a samurai sword, but in order to do that, I'm going to go over to Illustrator. Put that there. Spaceship keeping tabs on it. All right. Anyway, put the black background in. Let's take the sketch lines out, and you can see here what I'm left with. And I'm going to put a pretty hard shadow on this thing. All right. Fill that in. Put a line there, and fill that in. Okay. Cut your way in. All right. See you next time on Drawing with Lord Karnage. Good times.